You are looking at the Gold Coast in Australia, site of LFL football night. Hello, LFL fans. Mitch Mortaza once again alongside John Rowe. A little bit later, Sarah Godfrey. We are indeed inside of Skilled Park Stadium at the Gold Coast. Now, John, this feels like a little bit of an elimination game for both Victoria and Queensland.
Oh, without a doubt. The Maidens come in tonight 1-2. The Brigade, they're 0-2. Whoever loses tonight is eliminated. They're gone. The Maidens need to win tonight and hope that the same Brigade team travels to Perth, plays the Western Australia Angels and win. Tonight, the Brigade, it's real simple. They've got to win tonight, win next week, and hope for a miracle. Yeah, that's a laundry list of things that have got to happen. Just win tonight first, I guess. Now, for Victoria, what are the keys for them tonight? Oh, pretty simple. Jules Parker, give her the ball, move the sticks, pound it on the ground. But don't be so one-dimensional as we saw the other week. Penny Reid, she's got a pass to Talia Armin and I think it's Chelsea Clean. Get her in the flats, move the chains, and they'll be right. I think that'll keep the defense on their heels. Yeah, Talia Armin, I believe, is the number 2 ranked receiver in the league right now. Chelsea Clingan, the number 4 ranked receiver. So they certainly have the weapons. One of the challenges has been Brett Chambers, the head coach of Victoria, has come under some scrutiny recently because of the one-dimensional attack of the offense. They really want to see Penny Reid kind of loosen up some of these defenses they're facing. And then Queensland, talking to them earlier this week, they are going to try to make Penny Reid beat them. They don't believe she can do that, and that's based on the scheme they had previously. Now, for a closer look at Queensland, let's go down to the field with the third member of our broadcast team, the lovely Sarah Godfrey.
Thanks, Mitch and John. Desperation has finally set in with Queensland following another embarrassing loss. This time 41-0 against WA. The club have parted ways with head coach Luke Chapman. They'll be guided by 2 coaches, Regan Webb and Mitchell Bessie. But the real story has been the lack of offense, despite weapons like Tamar Fennell. Tonight they'll need to simplify their offense, with Fennell running hard. They also have confidence within Jade Caldwell, who struggled with a low league quarterback ranking of 14.6. Pride is on the line tonight for the Queensland Brigade, so they need to toughen up and show us some of this Queenslander spirit. Back to you guys.
The Brigade with their back against the wall, while Victoria chases a spot in the grand final. Who will remain in the hunt? Kickoff is next. Back to Skilled Park Stadium here on the beautiful Gold Coast. John Rowe, Mitch Mortaza, Sarah Godfrey, and we've got the Victoria Maidens and the Queensland Brigade. Before we kick this off, we're going to go down to the field with Sarah Godfrey.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the sideline moments before the kickoff with Ty Emery. Ty, no one's expecting much from the Brigade tonight based on your performance. How does this make you feel as a player?
This makes me feel more fired up than ever. Tonight we're going to come out with volcanoes right now. All the girls have something to prove. We've all got pride. We're all coming out and we've banded together. We're sisters, and this is what we're going to come to do.
It's going to be an intense game. Back to you guys for kickoff.
Yeah, look, Ty Emery, she's got to lead this defense. It's do or die time tonight. And that defense has got to shut down the number 2 running back in the LFL, Jules Parker.
Definitely a target for Queensland, and talking to their coaches all week long. Parker coming in just behind Bonnie Gillespie as the 2nd leading rusher in the LFL. As we get underway here, Tamar Fennell with a deep kick in the back of the end zone. Oh. Steph Davey from Victoria trying to get under it. Rightfully lets it go out of bounds.
Good idea. We're going to see the defense first up. I mean, I won't say it's been a week of turmoil, Mitch, but this defense, it's a new system, new coaches. Let's see what they can do against Victoria.
Yeah, and speaking with Queensland, Regan Webb and Mitchell Bessie have split honors in trying to guide this defense. And Tamar Fennell is going to play a key role in targeting Jules Parker. And we're 1st and 10 now. Handoff, fake handoff to Jules Parker. And that's Penny Reid getting out to the flat. She's still motoring. And Penny Reid getting it all the way to the Queensland 22. Now let's meet the starters for Victoria.
Evie Wonder, centre. Crystal Pelsovic, offensive line. Talia Armin, tight end. Jamie Hall, wide receiver. Miss Luter, wide receiver. Jules Parker, running back.
Penelope Cooler-Reid, quarterback.
I'll tell you what, Reid's target tonight's got to be Talia Armin. She's 2nd in the LFL for receiving.
Armin is part of a great receiving core here with Miss Luda, Chelsea Klingon, but now it's Jules Parker and the Queensland defense.
Ty Emery, linebacker. Lani Johnson, linebacker.
Sasha Mahuika, linebacker.
Monique Bell, defensive back.
Tamara Fennell, defensive back.
Eden Kara, strong safety.
Tony Tapui, free safety.
This will be a big defensive effort tonight, but all the new playbooks and the new plays.
There we go. We talked about it in the broadcast open. Looks like Brett Chambers is going to open up his offense. Talia Armand there. You see the numbers on her this season. And Alex McCabe from Queensland will be matched up on her. And we sat down with Alex earlier.
I think pride's always there. It's just emphasised by the fact that we have those 2 losses. And you just want to prove yourself to your fans and the people that support you.
Absolutely. I think, and Alex has played well. She's actually playing better and better every game.
8 tackles on the season. Now a quick little pitch in the flat. That goes to Jules Parker. And that'll be enough for a first down as Parker goes for 11.
Mitch, what did we just see then? A pass. It's not this one-dimensional. They can pass.
Watching Penny Reed in the offseason, she definitely has the arm. I think she's lacked the confidence in the development.
Or could it even be the coach not calling the play?
Absolutely. That was the criticism that Brett Chambers was under this past week. Now we're at a 1st and goal. Reed looking to pass again, nothing there, evading the rush. Now just dangerously tossing it up.
It was close to pass interference, I think, but she was on the run and threw it. That was a bit of a dangerous pass.
That'll set up a 2nd and goal, but we do have a penalty.
Yes, we've got the hanky on the field. First one for tonight.
Pass interference, number 15, Queensland. The ball will be placed at the spot of foul. Automatic first down.
Yeah, I thought so, Mitch. From up here, Tammy Foster, it definitely looked like pass interference. Good call.
And that call is half the distance. It'll take the ball to the 6-yard line. A little pitch out right side to Parker.
Oh.
Big collision there with Tamar Fennell coming up from the corner position.
That's exactly, Mitch, sorry, that's exactly what I want to see right there. Great angle, great pursuit. Tamar, you just leave it on an island. She's going to make that tackle every time. Great stuff from Queensland D.
One of the best open field tacklers you will see anywhere across the LFL, whether it's the US, Canada, or Australia. And yes, she's played in all 3 of those leagues. Now a 2nd and goal back at the 9-yard line. Shotgun snap to Reed. Reed's going to take a shot over the middle. And that was intended for Chelsea Klingon. The other half of that receiving duo we talked about.
I'll tell you what, Mitch, that is a great throw. Not like we saw the other week. Put the ball out in front for the receiver to go get it, so it either ends up being overthrown or it's a touchdown. Great pass.
Great look over that secondary. Just could not connect with Chelsea Klingon. Reed showing that she can have the touch when she needs it. Now a 3rd and goal from the Queensland 9. Hand off to Parker. The bruising back all the way down to the 2-yard line. Nice 7-yard rush. And Parker having a great rookie season. We sat down with her earlier to talk about what her attributes are.
I'm a very physical style running back. I invite contact. I really feed off that energy, and I'm not afraid to lay out the first hit.
That's exactly right. She is a bruising running back. She's got about a 4.2-yard average, which is a great first career.
Now a key 4th and goal, and there is Jules Parker. That will go for a Victoria touchdown right up the middle of that Queensland defense.
Nice work, just a straight bowling ball, put it straight up the alley there into the end zone. And oh, look, here we go, a bit of dancing with the stars.
Jules Parker, one of the most physical backs in LFL Australia. Nothing fancy about this, John, just right up the gut.
And exactly, Mitch, and I want to see the Maidens do this all night, and I want to see other LFL teams do that as well. They try to go to the outside with too much speed, don't get it, just bang, 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 straight up the middle.
Now Victoria lines up for a 2-point conversion. There's a fake inside handoff to Chelsea Klingon. It looked like she lost the ball nonetheless. The extra point attempt is no good. The lead will go to 6-0.
What a great drive by the Maidens. Running, passing from the opening kickoff. Went down the field, bam, they're in the end zone. This is a different team, Mitch.
A great balance of attack here on offense. That was an 8-play, 35-yard drive. And now it's going to be Jane Caldwell's turn. She's down on the field with our own Sarah Godfrey.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the sideline with Jane Caldwell. Before you go out on offense tonight, this is a new era for you. How important is it for a fresh start for you?
It's extremely important. You know, we're coming off 2 losses, which we're not even thinking about. So this game, being at home, it's very important for us to get this win. So this next offensive drive, all we've got to do is execute. We've got the talent, so it's just time to execute and score touchdowns.
Sounds great. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Mitch, look, Queensland need Jane to have a big game. I was very critical last week. She can throw. I think she had a lot of things on her mind, the coaching situation, but they've got a new offense, or new offensive coordinator, and some new coaches.
Yeah, offensive coordinator Mitchell Bessie mentioned that they've really dumbed down the offense, considering they only had about a week and a half to learn an entire new scheme. So this should be easier to handle for a very young Caldwell. Now a 1st and 10 from the Queensland 15. And Caldwell back to pass on the very first play going down the field. That was intended for Sinead Houghton. And that was just a bit overthrown as we meet the Queensland offense.
Emily Thomas, center.
Alex McCabe, tight end.
Trudy House, tight end. Sinead Houghton, wide receiver. Stephanie Schenkin, wide receiver.
Tamara Fennell, running back.
Jane Caldwell, D, quarterback.
For my mind, Mitch, number 19, Emily Thomas, the girl from Cairns, she's got to lead that offensive line and get things going for this offense.
A good start there with Tamar Fennell on the right side. And she went for about 6 yards here, John.
I'm loving the foot speed. Tamar's just got that nice explosion, hits the outside, and she's looking for the blocks. You can tell she's had so much experience all over the world with the LFL.
That's going to be the key, though, as you mentioned, is that front line, as Jane Caldwell has been under pressure the entire season. Now a 3rd and 4. And Victoria jumps. Little pitch out to the left side. That one to Tamar Fennell. And that'll go for 8 yards, no penalty. And enough for a Queensland 1st down. Evie Wonder and now the Victoria defense.
Brie Rosado, defensive lineman.
Rebecca Edward, defensive line.
Rachel Tate, middle linebacker.
Chelsea Klingon, cornerback.
Steph Davey, cornerback. Mia Ann Clifford, free safety. Tali Greenwood, strong safety.
And you know my favourite, Mitch, Tali Greenwood. She has to step up as usual tonight, but I hear she's carrying a bit of a rib injury.
Coming in a little beat up to this one, absolutely. 1st and 10, another shot, this time on the left side. And that's Mia Clifford coming in from the free safety position. She just eyed Caldwell the entire time, and that was underthrown, John.
If people at home could see me, Mitch, I'm shaking my head. Throw it long. Caldwell shows she could go down the right side. Big pass, down the left side, underthrown. That's just bad mechanics. I like the shots downfield. Tells us we're going to have a go. Unsuccessful.
Now Penny Reed back to operate from the shotgun. Little shot in the flat. That one go to Talia Armin.
Wide open.
Armin for 15 yards. They love that pattern, John.
I love that. It's like what we call a smash route. It's either 10-yard and corner or 5-yard and corner. She was open from the get-go. I like it.
Armin coming into this game, as we talked about, as the 2nd-ranked wide receiver in LFL Australia, having a great season despite a lack of a passing game here.
I mean, and it's complementing the running back so well.
1st and 10 from the 19 to the left side now. This one complete to Crystal Pulsevic. And Pulsevic gets all the way to the Queensland 17, just like that. They're in Queensland territory.
We're seeing some difficulties here in the secondary of Queensland. This new system must be messing with them, because twice now we've seen receivers wide open.
And that'll bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. It's Victoria up 6-0. And it's been Jules Parker who's just run through this defense. She has them up 6-0. And Mia Clifford with the interception. Back on the Gold Coast for 2nd quarter action. And it'll be the Victoria Maidens on offense after a goal line interception by Mia Clifford.
Again, another mistake by the Brigade. So it's still a close game. We're doing all right here in terms of the Brigade can still stay in it. It's not the blowout that we've seen in recent weeks. We just need to, throw well, throw on time, and find the open receiver.
And this Brigade defense, ranked number 3 in LFL Australia, has really struggled this year. especially up front. Now another handoff to Jules Parker on the left side, and she cannot get back to the line of scrimmage.
Fight for the ball. You never want to see a football on the ground. Really nice adjustment by the Brigade defense there. They've obviously done their homework scouting this team. When the motion player goes a certain way, you could see their defense slide. Nice job.
Parker did pick up a yard on that play. That sets up a 2nd and 9. Reed again in the shotgun. And off to Parker, reverse now. That was fumbled and looked like Eden Kara recovered that for Queensland.
She was in the right time, right spot, in the right time, in the right place. The reverse was set up, I think, Mitch. I'm watching it there. Go to the outside. They had space. Yep. You got to hand it off. You can't just pitch it up in the air. Great job by the Brigade getting on that ball. Let's see what they can do.
That has been an effective play for Victoria most of the season.
Yeah.
That was just an ill-advised handoff from Parker to Klingon. Now it'll be Queensland only down 6-0 in this one. They'll have the ball at midfield. Caldwell looking over the defense. Now back in the pocket, looking to pass on the right side. Nobody there.
Pass to no one. And I think the center, Emily Thomas, went to the wrong person. Somebody just came through totally untouched on a blitz. Is that Evie Wonder? Straight through. Bam! That should never, ever happen. Somebody blew an assignment there.
That was a free shot at Jane Caldwell. And Evie Wonder will take that every time. 2nd and 10, pitch out to Kasara Swift, eluding the first tackler. And Swift goes for about 3 yards.
Nice kick-out block by the tight end, but gee, really nice coverage by the Maidens linebackers. They're flying to the ball really well tonight.
Number of great tacklers and athletes on that side of the ball. But as we said, and we'll say it again over and over, it's going to be the front line. This game is going to be won or lost by that front line.
Absolutely.
3rd and 7 play now for Queensland. Caldwell once again looking over that defense and taking her time. Inside handoff goes to Tamar Fennell on the left side. And Fennell will manage about 2 yards on that carry.
Interesting call there, Mitch, on 3rd and 7. As you said, Caldwell taking some time, reading the defense, and then just running a simple run left play. I thought they would have come up with something a little better call there to try and get that first down.
One of the things offensively, though, I think, is they're trying to keep it manageable on 4th down. Obviously, you can open up a lot more of your playbook on 4th and 5 and less. They've been facing a lot of 4th and 15, 4th and 22.
4th and 500.
Allie Greenwood and the Victoria Maiden defense tightening up.
We go blitz.
A 4th and 5 play here. There's the handoff. No, fake handoff. Now a designed throw in the flat. That was to Tamar Fennell. Great execution and setup by Jane Caldwell and Tamar Fennell.
That's a great play. You had 2 Brigade blockers out on the cornerback. It's almost like a little wide receiver running back screen there. Great call. Just a nice little play action fake. Now we're going to screen it to the person we just faked. 2 Brigade blockers out front. Nice job. Good call.
That is probably the best execution we've seen of this offense all year. And that sets up a 1st and goal. That handoff to Tamar Fennell. She'll lose a yard.
Yeah, you're right, Mitch, because we saw Caldwell last week. She threw some terrible ducks last week. That was a nice pass. Swarming defense right there. It's funny how it's so hot and cold. The O-line out blocking before. Great job. And this one couldn't block the Maidens.
That was Evie Wonder once again. Now a 2nd and goal. Time from the 11-yard line. Victoria jumping off. Now a fake handoff to Tamar Fennell.
Long.
Back of the end zone, nobody there.
Think of a miscommunication there.
That looked to be an inside blitz by Victoria. And Tally Greenwood, the defensive captain, we met with her earlier.
We're going to come out with fire in our bellies tonight because we know that if we win by a lot, there's still a chance that we can get in this final. So we're going to control what we can and win tonight by a lot.
I love the intensity. I love the attitude. But how about just win? That could come back to haunt them if they're trying too hard.
Tally Greenwood having a great season, and there's Caldwell eluding the rush. And getting the ball down all the way to the Victoria 4-yard line. That'll set up a 4th and goal.
Nice work by Caldwell there, getting outside. I think she had a receiver open in the middle of the end zone, but there's a point where you can't throw the ball once you pass that line of scrimmage. She had to go herself.
I'm not sure she wanted that contact at the end of that run. That was a Tom Brady run if I've ever seen a Tom Brady run. Tom is an idol of Jane Caldwell.
Is that right?
Yeah. Watches her play every Saturday night. Or is it the other way around? Here's Caldwell. Little pitch play this time to Tamar Fennell. And that looked like a little Brett Favre pitch out. That one to Tamar Fennell, and that will break a set. Oh, wait a minute, we have a flag.
Offside. The whole Victorian defensive line was offside. The penalty is declined. The touchdown is good.
According to head referee Mark Louie, that is a touchdown. The colorful referee in the LFL.
Let's have a look at this play here. So, rolls. Oh, just a little. That's what I'm talking about. Just a nice little rugby pass forward. That's perfectly legal in Australia. You can do that. Nice job.
We've been jumping down their throats on technique, but apparently that is part of the culture here.
Absolutely. Why not hand pass it or rugby pass it?
Now the extra point attempt, that over the middle shot, that usually goes to Cody House, and that was Cody House. And Mia Ray Clifford in coverage, also having an all-fantasy type season.
She's doing it. I mean, yeah, Tali Greenwood, Mia Ray Clifford, that's a great secondary there. Cody House was open. Just give her a little bit more time to get open. The pass was there. Good call. I love the call. Just needs a little bit more time. How about the Brigade and Maidens? We've got a game here, Mitch.
They are notched up at 6-6. That was an 8-play, 25-yard drive by Queensland. And now Reed going to take her own shot on the left side. Not even close. That was Tamar Fennell in coverage, and I did not see a Victoria Maiden within 10 yards.
No, I think there must have been some... I'm going to throw it to you. Somebody... Oh, receiver fell down. Great coverage
Steph
there.
Davey fell down on the pattern. So once again, great quarterbacks, we talk about it every week, they throw to spots. They don't throw to receivers. So you can't really fault Reed for that.
I'm loving the shots downtown. This is turning into a great passing battle.
2nd and 10 now. Another pass. Reed looking for life. Woo! And the pocket collapsing around here. She'll lose 9 on that play.
Do you hear that, Mitch? Do you hear that? It's momentum from Brigade. They're on fire. They've got the defense going off now. You can hear the tide turning.
And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning of the 2nd quarter. And Queensland ends a 7-quarter drought and gets on the board. Back to LFL football night here on the beautiful Gold Coast at the Skilled Park Stadium as we go down to the field with Sarah Godfrey.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the sideline with Tali Greenwood. Tali, you guys are tired. I don't think anyone expected it to be this close.
Yeah, look, we're just getting on our feet now and getting the game going, and we're going to come out even fucking harder now because I just got an off-the-game hit from Fennell in my mouth. So, yeah, we're going to come back pretty angry right now.
Well, you're sounding angry, that's for sure. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I think you can see it. It's smash-mouth football. Tali, I think she's got the cut on the lip there.
He's claiming Tamar Fennell punched her in the face of the Queensland Brigade.
Well,
we'll have to watch to see how that unfolds.
Exactly.
Now a 3rd and 19 play. There's the reverse again to Klingen. This time gets on the outside. And she'll go for about 7 yards.
What a gutsy call. You run a reverse earlier and you fumble it. They run it in their own end zone. It could have been catastrophe if they fumbled it in the end zone.
Now Victoria very much so in their 2-minute offense. And now they face a 4th and 12 handoff. This one to Jules Parker.
Ooh.
And Parker will move the sticks. She went for 13 yards on that carry.
Great play. Motion. I think the Queensland Brigade over pursue on the motion. Look at that. You could drive the big rig truck through it. And Jules Parker runs through it for a nice first down.
Not sure anybody expected a run play on 4th and 12. They'll kill the clock there. 1st and 10 play. Just under a minute remaining here in Skilled Park Stadium. And a tied-up battle that nobody expected. Queensland hanging tough.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, We see the Brigade defence doing all right. Both teams taking shots downfield. Let's see what can happen with about 59 seconds to go.
2nd and 10, Miss Luda in motion. They're going to try the right flat intended for Talia Armin. That is her bread and butter.
She was open too. Pass could have been a bit better. Nice call. Catch the pass, get out of bounds. If only.
Still very much so in striking distance here. Only a 3rd and 10 play. Still 56 seconds remaining, and they have their timeout, so time should not be an issue here for Victoria.
And you got Jules Parker, so 3rd and 10 is not a worry.
Now a 3rd and 10, again with the reverse, again to Chelsea Klingon, and Klingon still going down the right side of the field. Klingon goes for 14 yards, enough to move the sticks. That'll be will they use their timeout here, John?
Let's see. No, they're up in the line, ready to go. Going to spike it. Interesting call with the reverses. Basically what they're saying, the Maidens are saying to the Brigade, is you are over pursuing. You are going too far one way, so that's why you run a reverse to cut back it to the other way. My only criticism with the Maidens is they run that reverse way too deep. You need that ball closer to the line of scrimmage. They're handing the ball off 15 yards deep, so it takes forever to run forward.
Seem to have a lot of confidence in the play. There's the pitch out on the left side to Parker. Parker muscling her way.
What a run.
That'll go for 8 yards all the way down to Queensland 2. And this is where you expect them to possibly use that timeout.
What are they going to do? They're going to have a chat? No, they got ready to go. Another spike.
They're going to kill the clock. Problem is that sets up a 4th and goal now.
Oh.
I don't know if that's great use.
And they had a timeout, didn't they, Mitch? They had a timeout spare?
If you had a timeout, the scheme would have been call your timeout, preserve both of your 3rd and 4th down plays here. Now it's down to a 4th and goal play. Penny Reed, she's going to take it on the quarterback sneak. That is good enough. That should be a score. Good. Victoria scores late in the 2nd half. And what a collapse by the Queensland defense here.
I don't know if it's a collapse, but I think it was good play calling by the Maidens. Lovely assisting the runner. What I love is the 3 players behind the quarterback, pushing her into the end zone. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But just a really good run to the left, run to the right, and the reverses have been working well.
A quarterback sneak by a Doug Flutie type quarterback.
Oh, there it is again.
There it works again. To their credit, that was a 2-point conversion. Actually make that a 1-point conversion. And Victoria takes the lead going into halftime, 13-6. You only have about 19.5 seconds remaining. Evie Wonder and Brett Chambers fired up.
Oh, sure.
As we talked about, John, with the win, Victoria stays very much so alive. And all they'll need is a Queensland win in Perth next week. And they're in against New South Wales in the grand final.
All they'll need, and they'll need a crystal ball and the wind to be right and the oceans to part. Take control of your destiny from the get-go.
1st and 10 shot on the right side. That's to Sinead Houghton. Very similar to the first play from scrimmage for Queensland. And she's nowhere near to that position. I don't know if she doesn't have the speed on the outside or...
I think they're short of the wide receiver position. I mean, Caldwell put that on that number called the red line. She basically puts it down the numbers and says, receiver, go get it. Maybe they just haven't had the practice because it's some new players at that position.
Absolutely, all new receivers. Great point, John. And Caldwell, I think, just killed the clock when the clock was stopped. Is that what I just saw, John? I believe that was a 2nd and 10 play off that incompletion, so the clock was stopped. That'll cost them a down.
Maybe they need to think about it. Yep, the mind's not in the game.
Now a 3rd and 10, good save, John. There's the reverse. This one to Sinead Houghton.
There we go.
And Houghton showing some speed on the outside. She goes for about 8 yards.
The reverse is getting a big workout from both teams. Oh, there's the new interim head coach, Miss Bessie, takes over from
Luke Chapman, who stepped down about a week ago, as we talked about in the broadcast open. It's going to be more of a dual coach approach. Mitchell Bessie as well as Regan Webb.
Yep. And they've even brought some new defensive coaches. And you see the coach to the right there on screen. That's Ross Smith. He's from Adelaide. They've actually brought him in from another state of Australia to help out with this offensive coordinating.
An accomplished quarterback, as I understand it.
Oh, so he likes to think so. He's very good at the hair. He's got the chiseled jawline there. It takes forever when he's here. No, he's the Australian quarterbacks coach for senior men's at the moment. So they've brought him in to help out with the with Caldwell's passing, and we're seeing that tonight. She's letting it rip.
Definitely get a sense that she's more confident in the pocket. Now a 4th and 2 should be the last play of the half.
Oh.
That was going to be a screen in the flat to Tamar Fennell, but Evie Wonder.
I think Evie Wonder was about 10 foot tall then. That was sensational.
A great first half of play. As we've said all along, nobody expected Queensland to be this competitive, but they are toe-to-toe with Victoria right now, and our own Sarah Godfrey's down on the field with Mitchell Bessie, the interim head coach.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the sideline with Mitchell Bessie. You guys are quite competitive this game compared to all your other games. What's the different approach?
We just gave them a fresh start, you know. We turned up the energy of training. Leadership starts from the coaching down, so we made sure we were ready, and therefore the girls were ready.
Definitely a big improvement, that's for sure. Back to you guys.
I don't think, the plate has been full. Mitch has been there from the start. He was there with Luke Chapman, so he knows this team.
That's an excellent point, John. And that'll bring us to halftime festivities. Maidens up 13-6. Back to halftime festivities here at Skilled Park Stadium on the Gold Coast. Mitch Mortaza once again with John Rowe. And John, a far more competitive game than I think anybody expected at halftime.
Absolutely, and surprisingly, because the Brigade, they've got a new head coach. They've got new systems on both sides of the ball, and they're actually not playing too bad. I think they're playing better than they did in their previous games, where they think they got beat by a combined total of 78 points. Tamar Fennell, though, she's the ground game for them tonight. She's doing exceptionally well. But impressive for me, though, is that defense is holding. It's only 13-6.
Yeah, John, this has been a defensive battle on both sides. There was some scoring in the first half. It all started with Victoria mounting an 8-play, 35-yard drive, and it was capped with their workhorse, Jules Parker, on this 2-yard touchdown run. Then that was followed by Queensland. After being shut out for 7 quarters, their offense finally shows up with this shovel pass from Jane Caldwell to Tamar Fennell, and that brought the score to 6-6. Then a backbreaker if you're a Queensland fan with only 20 seconds remaining in the half. It was Penny Reed on this 2-yard touchdown run. That's where we are at halftime, 13-6. John, these two teams are pretty evenly matched as we look at the first half stats.
Oh, absolutely. But I tell you what, though, Victoria, they have managed 90 yards of offense. They've done really well. But I tell you what, Jules Parker, the running back, she's only been kept at 2.6 yards per carry. That is not her best at all. She's having a pretty bad day. Both teams have committed a turnover. And I'll tell you what, this is the type of matchup that could go down to the final drive, as we're seeing both teams pretty evenly matched.
We are down to one half of football that'll determine the fate of these two teams. The second half kickoff after this. Third quarter action here at Skilled Park Stadium. And before we go back to action, John, I want to take a look at the two big running backs in this game.
Jules Parker, she's the tank, she's the workhorse. Tamar Fennell, she is the heart and soul of this run and defense. She's doing a great job. 2.9 average, 3.8 average. But both teams are passing as well.
Great balance from both offenses. And now we go down to the field with our own Sarah Godfrey.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the sideline with Tamar Fennell. You're the veteran here. How do you convince your team to believe in themselves?
I really try to keep the energy up in the locker room. I let them know you got to look, don't think about the other games. Think about where we are right now. We're at home. Just putting that positive energy in their minds and getting the goal in focus, and that's winning tonight.
Good luck for the rest of the game. Back to you guys.
Tamar's spot on. I mean, that's a veteran player right there. The other games don't matter. They're in the past. This is the game. We're at home. We've still got a shot. Let's get our minds in on this one.
Mar knows about adversity. She played with the Cleveland Crush franchise in the U.S., who has struggled. And that's a touchback. Mia Clifford with the big leg. Kicks it out of the back of the end zone. And Queensland will take over from the 15-yard line.
That's what I love seeing about the Australian athletes is your typical AFL states, your Melbourne and your Perth. They've got some great kickers.
Jane Caldwell had a respectable first half. Now returns to action, and once again, Tali Greenwood's been kind of quiet. Ever since the game against WA, you haven't seen or heard much of anything from her.
Yeah, she was such a great impact on that first game. But, I think maybe she's a little bit injured.
Now a 1st and 10 play to open the second half. Hand off to Fennell. Fennell on the left side. Chased from the backside by Hazel Smith.
Oh, here we go. Oh, halftime attitude coming in. Both teams fired up.
And big shocker, who's in the middle of it? Evie Wonder. I think she's still looking for Shari Onley from New South Wales.
What, do you think holding a little bit of a grudge there?
That was a great play by Hazel Smith, who's just been activated for this game. Chasing down Tamar Fennell from the back edge.
We need to see a better job from the Brigade O-line.
2nd and 7 play now. Pitch out, nothing. There's another reverse. This one to Kasara Swift. Check that. That's Sinead Houghton again. And she went for about 2 yards there. They're trying to leverage that speed.
Two things I want to see here, Mitch, is you got the reverse here. Look how deep this ball is. She's already 5 to 7 deep. But what I want to see now, I want to see a smart offensive coordinator do a fake reverse. And for the original ball carrier to keep it and go.
Absolutely. You're always setting up the next play in football. We haven't seen it progress to that point with a lot of the teams, with the exception of perhaps WA. Now a 3rd and 5 play. Ball's at the Queensland 20-yard line. And there's Caldwell with that cadence once again, getting Victoria to jump. And she gets to the outside.
Great work.
Caldwell going for about 10 yards on the quarterback sneak play. But you could see she's sitting under center, and she's drawing that defense offside.
There it is. There's Hankey on the ground.
Offside. Victoria. The penalty is declined. The play stands. First down, Queensland.
Nice work. I think this is about the 3rd or 4th time they've drawn them offside. Caldwell with a hard count. You're like, hard, going on and drawing them offside. Great job. They've obviously found a chink there when they've been scouting them.
Not a lot of discipline in that front line of the defense, and Evie Wonder having problems on both sides of the ball with the snap. Had a number of false starts offensively this season. There's a left side pitch out, that one to Eden Cara. And she goes for about 2 yards before that defense converges. That's another unsung hero, is Mia Clifford, the other safety opposite Greenwood. She's having an incredible season.
It's a great tag team, and it's one of those defensive secondaries that if you pick an all-Australian team, you know, those two are definitely on it.
Now getting to be under 6 minutes in the 3rd quarter. A little hairdressing by Jane Caldwell.
I whip my hair back and forth.
2nd and 8 play here. Still trying to draw that defense offside. Over the middle in the seam, that's the Cody House. And I don't know how she got that in between all those defenders, John.
Triple coverage. Cody House is triple coveraged. And she comes up with a grab. Great stuff.
House a little slow to get up, but watch this seam pass here.
Goes and gets it.
Great touch in between 3 Maiden defenders. And there's a late hit by Steph Davey.
Or it could have been her own Queensland Brigade player. Someone coming in to try and get one of those blockers off. I think missed, and a little shoulder went a little high.
Now 1st and goal. A big drive for Queensland here. There's a little pitch out to the right side to Eden Cara. And Eden Cara muscling her way down to about the 1-yard line.
Nice work. You can tell a lot of these athletes have played touch football or rugby before. That was a nice little dummy half, what we say, a little spin, spiral out to the running back like a speed pitch. Good job. Good effort after the halftime break. They've obviously come out with a game plan.
A great blend of passing and running here. Jane Caldwell showing touch on this drive. And Eden Cara being featured in the backfield.
I'm going to get on the field and cut that hair off in a minute. It's starting to annoy me.
2nd and goal fumble.
That's what I'm talking about. It's annoying Jane as well.
That's a bad snap from the center or bad exchange here. Let's take a look.
Have a look.
Looked like Caldwell just mishandled that ball.
Yeah, that was a good... Emily Thomas, the center, she's got to snap the ball and step forward at the same time to make the block. The quarterback, Jane Caldwell, she's got to use those arms to ride the center and get that ball as the center moves forward. It's not a good job there. Let's see what they can do.
Now 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Actually, they've been pushed back to the 2. Fake handoff to Fennell, looking in that seam, nothing there. And Caldwell trying to get to the outside. Mia Clifford converging.
That was great pursuit by Victoria.
It was. There was an opportunity there where Caldwell could have gone in if one of the wide receivers, I couldn't catch the number, just held onto that block. And I think the wide receiver turned around to have a look where she was. You never do that.
Looks like we might.
Offside, number 13, Victoria. Half distance to
Wow.
go. Replay the third down.
There's that cadence again that we highlighted earlier in this drive. Obviously something that they've worked on here in Queensland. That was Rachel Tate offsides.
Well, you can tell, as you said, Mitch, Greenwood and Wonder, they want to get this quarterback. They're eager.
Now a 3rd and goal from the 1. So half the distance on that penalty. Little pitch out to the left side and nobody's there. Tamar Fennell, 3 yards out, takes it in for the score. And that'll bring Queensland within 1 point of Victoria.
Caldwell, just a reverse pivot pitch and let Fennell get to the speed to the corner. One-on-one, she's in. Oh, there's some Meadow Lee on the ground.
Offside, number 17, Victoria. The penalty's declined. The touchdown is good.
Touchdown!
That's Evie Wonder. It will not matter as they decline it. And now Queensland draws to within a point in a game that they were supposed to be blowing out of.
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted at the score. It's 12-13. They're about to go in, or try and go in, and we've got ourselves a ball game.
And Victoria's defense looks really tired. Now the extra point attempt. Fake handoff to Tamar.
With the shoulder down,
Caldwell just kind of giving up on that run a bit. Score will remain 12-13. Victoria still edging Queensland. But a big drive. That was a 9-play, 35-yard drive by Queensland. And this defense is starting to show its wear and tear after starting out real active.
Yeah, Mitch is spot on. I mean, we've seen those mental mistakes are starting to creep in now. 5, 6, 7 offside penalties. Caldwell's using the snap count. They're starting to get to the edge. Let's see what they can do for the rest of the game because it's still close.
This is going to be about field position and converting on these drives. 1st and 10 now. Victoria from the shotgun. That's Penny Reed. And Reed gets chased down by Tony Tapui. A touchdown-saving tackle, but not before Reed went for 21 yards.
Just a great little quarterback draw trap. And Tony Tapui, great open field tackle. You can tell the rugby skills coming in there. Great stuff.
1st and 10 now. From the 14, we've got another false start.
What was that? False start on everybody but the center.
Mark Louis, head referee on the call.
False start. Number 2, Victoria. 5-yard penalty. Still the first down.
Talia Armin, the star wide receiver.
Oh, you could have picked several numbers there, Mitch. Several people jumped.
1st and 10 now from the Queensland 14-yard line. And Reed back again in the shotgun, going to throw to the right side, not even close. Now I'm not sure if that was trapped or intercepted.
Sorry, I'm just flabbergasted that Cooler Reed has thrown a post pattern straight down the middle of the field with a safety sitting in the middle of the field. There, just spying that ball while it's in the air. That's a gift. Christmas is not over.
Talia Armin still upset about the call on the previous play. Looks like we've got more penalties here.
Well, the coaches are getting into it. Players are getting not happy. There's the helmet throw. Emotions are high. Both teams know what this game means.
And I'm not sure if there was something after the play.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 2, Victoria. Number 2 is excluded from the game for 4 plays. First down.
Wow. So that is the old National Hockey League rule, where if you're caught in a scrimmage like Miss Talia Armin was, you're going to be ejected for 1 series. Wow. And that's what she's upset about.
Yep.
Now a 1st and 10 play for Queensland from the 16.
Right side pitch to Tamar Fennell. Fennell scat back. That was a Barry Sanders move on the left side.
And check this out at home, people. This is your old square triangle L1 on the PlayStation. Whoop, whoop. Little bit of a spin move out to the outside. Just chipping away. This is great stuff. I was just saying, I think that's the first time we've had the 4-play ejection this entire season, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now a 2nd and 1 at the Victoria 21-yard line. Queensland has not looked this fluid offensively all year. As we said earlier, Caldwell, Tamar Fennell, Cody House. This unit is starting to come together. Now Fennell on the right side cuts back to the left side, loses the ball. And that has been one of the knocks on Fennell. She's prone to fumble.
Has she lost it?
I'm not sure who that was recovered. It looks like it might have been recovered by Stephanie Schenken.
Oh. Great play, cut it, saw the opening back to the other side, carrying that thing like a loaf of bread. Whoop, up it comes. They caught a break there.
That was another encroachment penalty on Evie Wonder.
Wow.
Obviously declined because Queensland did recover the fumble. Now a 1st and 10 play from the Victoria 16. Now Caldwell drawing her own right
Cody
tackle,
House.
Cody House offside.
All night.
False start, number 13, Queensland. 5-yard penalty, still the 2nd down.
All night been pulling the Maidens offside, and finally Cody's just gone, oh, I gotta go.
Cody is in that huddle, right? So she knows the snap count.
And she's next to the ball. All you gotta, now she's looking at the ball.
Staring down at the ball. 1st and 15 now. Little dump off. That goes to Cody House. And House goes for about 9 yards, making up for that mental error.
That'll get her confidence back.
A great size player. The knock on her has been she's missed a lot of practice time. And there's been a question about her commitment to this club. And quite frankly, she was one of the players on the bubble when they had a change in the regime here. And apparently she's had a change of mindset and is going to contribute to this team moving forward.
Nice work. That's good stuff because she certainly is an asset.
2nd and 6 now. Caldwell once again with the cadence. Looking to the left side. Nobody there. Now takes off with it. Tamar Fennell with the lead block. And that'll go for about 5 yards and should bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. A quarter that has been heatedly contested, and Tamar Fennell brings Queensland within 1. Back to LFL football night here on the Gold Coast. And before we kick it off, we go down to the field with Sarah Godfrey.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the sideline with Alex McCabe. You guys are playing really well. Is this the most amount of confidence you've had all season?
Yeah, I think this is the best game we're playing, and I think that our confidence is showing with the way that we are playing.
That's for sure. You guys are doing really well. Back to you guys.
Alex McCabe on that defense. She has brought a lot of confidence. She's one of those new players that she loves this game.
McCabe in that front line doing the job tonight. Now an all too important drive for Queensland. A 3rd and 1 play from the Victoria 7. Left side pitch to Tamar Fennell. And Fennell manages about 2 yards on that carry. That was Chelsea Klingon on the spot from the corner position. That'll set up a 1st and goal, enough for a 1st down.
Nice work by Fennell. She's just going to set up that block a little bit more. Head to the outside, make the defensive back commit to the outside, and then bam, cut it back in the middle.
Shows that patience, allowing the blocking scheme to develop. You don't see that with the inexperienced players. There she is again, looking for her gaps, and finds a seam on the left side and will take it down to the 1 yard line. Just as we discussed, and there she is talking it up, saying, listen, engage the defender, give me a shot here.
Go, go, go. But I mean, what happened there was Tamar's run stopped. The Maidens have stopped with her and thought she was going to cut it back to the right. But Tamar just kept going to the left. Great job.
Clock continues to run, under 7 minutes remaining. Now it's a 2nd and goal from the 1. And this crowd is starting to feel the momentum shift, and that's Jane Caldwell. And Caldwell, I don't believe, made it over.
No, wow, you can really tell the difference between the Maidens goal line offense and the Brigade goal line offense. The Maidens goal line offense, they just pushed everyone like with big dump trucks and just pushed them to the end zone. Caldwell's got to get a lot more help from running back to push in.
And I don't think Caldwell's a very physical runner. That's been one of the knocks on her this season. Runs very upright and doesn't really want the contact sometimes.
Yeah, running upright will teach you how to run properly in this league, that's for sure.
Now a 3rd and goal from the 1. Pitch to right side, Tamar Fennell.
There we go.
And Tamar Fennell adds yet another touchdown. And that will give the Brigade their first lead of this night, and I believe of the season.
Of the century. Let's have a look. Just a simple, again, pitch out to the right, kick out block way. I think that was Cody House. And into the end zone, just a nice, simple, short yardage play.
And Queensland now up 5 points. They can elect to go for 2 here and make it a 7-point game. And that's what they're going to attempt here.
Let's see what the defense can do here. Coach Brett Chambers, we saw on screen before, calling the plays. What's going to happen? They're coming, look at them.
If you're doing anything, you're going to go to Fennell. Fennell trying to get to the outside, and look at that purple surge. That was great pursuit by Evie Wonder and Talia Armin, but not before Tamar Fennell has done her damage tonight.
Just some nice simple plays. Look at the cut back there. She's been running the ball. She's been catching the passes. Look at the way she's cutting there. Reading the blocks. Nice stutter step. And she's looking a lot better this week than she did last week, that's for sure. I mean, last week she got absolutely beat up. She was on the ground running. Not much passing, and she's done really, really well tonight. I mean, have a look at that. She's got 64 yards on the ground. 2 TDs tonight. 3.6 average. That's what you want from your running back.
He's your workhorse. And she had yet to have made an impact this year. And no one felt worse about that than Tamar Fennell herself, the competitor that she is. Watched around the league, Monique Gaxiola and Chloe Butler having success in New South Wales, Adrian Purnell in Western Australia, and you knew it was just a matter of time before Tamar Fennell had a breakout game like tonight.
Sure.
And that's a bad snap. One hopper directly to Penny Reed, and Reed makes something out of it. He goes for about 9 yards, showing her mobility tonight.
I think one of the Brisbane nose tackles just went straight past that ball on the ground. Couldn't pick it up.
Now a 2nd and 1 from the Victoria 24. Left pitch to Jules Parker. And Parker just manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I mentioned it in the first half. I think the Brigade have done their homework because they're following the motion across. They're shifting the defense and shutting down that run. I would be wary, though, that if the Maidens do a counter and come back to the other way, they could be in trouble.
Now a 3rd and 1 for Victoria. Obviously, they've got to match Queensland here with under 5 minutes remaining. Give the ball up here, and you're not sure if you're getting it back. A bit of false start, but no flag. That's Talia Armin.
They'll tight end reverse, I think, there.
It looked like there was some movement up front for Victoria.
No flag?
No, Mr. Mark Louis, I believe, has earned his paycheck tonight. Our head referee.
He has been busy.
Now a 1st and 10 play. Fake handoff. Little play action play there. They love that flat with Talia Armin. They've just not been able to connect tonight.
Absolutely.
Not sure if that's just bad route running or just Reed missing her.
And we know Kula Reed can pass it. We're just going to get those receivers to run more crisper, sharper routes. I mean, Maidens ran that route well. The defenders were behind her, but we're just going to get the pass right there.
2nd and 10 now from the Queensland 24. There's another reverse. This one to Miss Luda, getting to the left side. And Reed looking like a quarterback trying to block there. I think Miss Luda just wanted Reed to get out of the way.
Look, there's about a 15,000th reverse we've seen tonight. Brigade almost had it stuffed in the backfield, but geez, Miss Luda's got some speed. He put on the nitrous jets and bam.
That went for 6 yards. Reed directing traffic, 3rd and 4. Queensland 18, they're going to fake the reverse. Reed is going to keep it to the right side. Nothing doing. That was Lanny Johnson.
Mitch, I've just seen something I have not seen all year from the Brigade. They actually swarmed to the ball. There were so many Brigade hats around that ball. That was sensational. Finally, they're getting it.
Just see a pep in their step. There's that sense of confidence. They're up late in this game. That alone will give you confidence, obviously. Now a 4th and 3 play, and there's that surge up the middle.
I want everyone at home, if we get the replay of this, they're in the wishbone formation, and the quarterback, Cooler Reed, she's just going to get pushed by all 3 running backs. It's hilarious. But I think it gets them the first down.
That's a first down, but I think we've got another penalty here.
Assisting the runner?
Illegal rush. The Victorian quarterback cannot rush when it's 4th down and less than 3 yards to go in the middle. 5-yard penalty.
Wow, Mitch, tell me about that rule. That's one I haven't heard in Australia before. It's the quarterback can't rush if it's 4th and 3 or less to go.
Well, if you're outside of the 10-yard line, the defense is 3 yards off the ball. So on 4th down, they don't want to give an advantage to the offense because the defense is already 3 yards off. So it's 4th and 2, 1, or 3. You can't have a quarterback sneak. That was the call.
Wow.
Now a game-turning 4th down here. 4th and 8 handoff to Jules Parker. Alex McCabe and company just converging. And that'll be a turnover on downs, and the Queensland Brigade take over.
You can sense it. It was almost like a tree falling. It was like timber. The Brigade was there. They're excited, the Brigade. They can sense it that, you know, a win is only a couple of seconds away.
And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning, and everybody's fired up on the Brigade side.
Play football, all right? We all know what we're here for. Play football. You cannot go out of bounds, okay? We need to just drain that clock to stay in this league.
You can see the determination on both teams, the eyes. The coaches just keep trying to get their game plan to win this game. Maidens want to win it. Brigade wants to win it.
And next week, we head west to Perth, Australia. A pair of our young gunslingers, Jane Caldwell of the Queensland Brigade versus Leah Turnbull of the Western Australia Angels. Next week on LFL Football Night.
That will be a cracker of a game because Brigade need to win that. They need to win this game, which is only minutes away, and they need to win that next game.
And they do that with some tiebreaker help, and who knows? Would that be something? The Queensland Brigade versus the New South Wales Surge, a true state of origin grand final.
In Western Australia.
In Western Australia. Now we're under 2 minutes, and Tamar Fennell trying to get it to the outside, but keep it in bounds.
Oh, still having a chat.
Mia Clifford having a little discussion there.
She's been everywhere. Look, 7.5 tackles, 5 assists. She's flowing everywhere on the field tonight. She's done a good job.
That went for about 4 yards, and like a veteran, she turned inside. Wants to see that clock continue to run. And for Victoria, if they don't pull this off, they're going to fall to 1 and 3 this year. A major disappointment based on the amount of talent you have on this roster.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, they won the opener at home, didn't they, against WA?
Over a very good WA team, absolutely. Now a 2nd and 6 play, pitch out. And that's Tamar Fennell cutting back to the left side. And one tackler away from scoring. That was Steph Davey on the stop.
Yeah, the cutbacks are working well for the Brigade. That's something I think they should put in their playbook more often. But obviously the Western Australia Angels, they'll be scouting this game, that's for sure.
And that's Victoria using their only timeout of this half. And that'll stop the clock with 1:07 remaining, and it has been all Tamar Fennell and the Brigade tonight. Back to Skilled Park Stadium, Mitch Mortaza, John Rowe, and John, here we are, 1:07 remaining. Queensland's up 18-13. We talked about them not being competitive in this game, and now they're on the verge of capturing the franchise's first ever win.
Oh, absolutely, and with such adversity. I mean, the head coach only just recently parted ways. Regan Webb, Mitch Bessie have taken over in a week. They've got a new system, new head coach, as we said, new systems on both sides of the ball. The mental preparation and the attitude coming into tonight's game have been fantastic.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ball, you have Victoria. This was a team that was projected to do very well
now on the verge of collapsing to 1-3.
Yeah, I mean, did the Maidens come in tonight with a mental attitude of thinking they were going to steamroll the Brigade and not expecting the tough competition that we see?
Absolutely, John. You got to wonder how much this Victoria team overlooked Queensland. And there's a look of just bafflement on Tolly Greenwood's face, saying, is this the Queensland Brigade we watched on film? Because it is definitely not. This is a new-look team. Now only a minute 7 removes them from their first ever franchise win.
This place will go crazy if they get the W tonight.
Caldwell directing a lot of traffic, and that's Tamar Fennell eluding a lot of traffic. Staying in bounds for 6 yards, and keep in mind, Victoria can do nothing about this clock now.
Yeah, I think they've kept Tally Greenwood in check tonight. Mireille Clifford, the stars on the Maidens defence, haven't been effective. But look, I don't want to bag the Maidens. They've done fantastic. I mean, they've only got together in like the last 6 months. I think the coaches and the Maidens players have done a great job.
A great franchise with arguably the best fan base in all of LFL Australia. They have many great years ahead of them. But tonight it's about the Brigade as we are nearing the end of this ball game. 2nd and 4 now. Handoff to Tamar Fennell. And what a dangerous handoff that was.
What's going on there, Mitch? Why aren't they taking a knee? That's almost a fumble. Their coaches either would be livid, they're stupid for calling that play. They were almost giving up the ball to the Maidens. Why aren't they taking a knee?
We've seen some really rookie coaching mistakes, but that will do it, and reality has set into Victoria. They're going to lose this game and drop to 1-3. And Queensland gets their first ever win.
Well done, ladies. Well done.
Congratulations to interim coaches Mitchell Bessie, Regan Webb, Jane Caldwell, who's been a part of this franchise for 2 years, waiting for this moment. This has got to be special, John.
Oh, it's almost words can't describe it. I mean, the hours of practice, and it is sad, you know, Maidens there. They've practiced. They had a great first game. They'll be upset, but congratulations to the Brigade winning in front of their home crowd.
And no one more happier than Jane Caldwell, who's with our own Sarah Godfrey.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the sideline with Jane Caldwell. Jane, it's been a long road, 2 years of training, not a great start to the season, and now you've had a win. How do you feel?
Oh my God, it feels amazing. Like, I can't even, oh my God, my heart is beating so fast right now. We deserve this, you know, we've fought long and hard. We've got the talent, we've got the passion. Tonight we showed it, you know. It feels so amazing to win, especially in front of our friends and family.
It's amazing. Well done. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Yeah, she's spot on. I mean, for me, it's been the mental attitude and the mental change, but the home crowd, I think, did it for them. They wanted this tonight.
What better place to get your first franchise win than in your own stadium? And what an incredible moment and feeling this has to be down on the field. It was the Tamar Fennell show throughout. And when it mattered, the Queensland defense stepped up on a special night for Queensland. For my partner, John Rowe, Sarah Godfrey, our producer, Gino Payne, our director, Patrick Ruling, this is Mitch Mortaza, and we will see you next week